Hey, what up? It's your boy Zty Toon. I just kind of want to go ahead and make a video for one because it's Madrid's 10th birthday. Yeah, it's Madrid's 10th birthday.
Damn!
So one, I wanted to make a video on that note. Two, I've seen some videos online because I was trying to show my girlfriend, like dreads and the connection, what deeper roots they have. I saw some videos on some people basically just talking about like hair extensions and dreads. So we're gonna go ahead and just touch a little bit on, my journey, my personal journey. Like I said, my dreads are 10 years old. They turned 10 years old today, April 18th, 2019. I got them April 18th, 2009. So,
Damn!
yeah, it's been a good little journey. I first started with Platts. I had a coworker when I was 18. I used to work at Burger King. I had a coworker. Her name was Jordan. Too. I had the same name. We have the same name, Jordan. In case I didn't know that was my real name. Yeah, she basically saw my hair. I had like a little fro. I always had a hat on or something. She was like, "Why don't you do something with it?" And my mom was telling me to do something. My homies were telling me to do something with it. Like, everyone was like, "Do something with it, bro. Either cut it or do something with it." Originally, I was in Florida, so you kind of. Let me take you a little bit back. I'm born and raised in Denver. Moved to Florida when I was like 15, 16. Like when I first moved there, I saw everybody had dreads. Like a lot of people had dreads, not everybody, but a lot of people had dreads. And I was like, I'm not gonna get dreads. I'm never gonna have dreads. And I was into rock music. With a fro, you can't really headbang. You can't really throw your hair, you know what I'm saying, with a fro. I didn't want to straighten my hair out every week or two because, I was like, oh, that's going to be ridiculous. So I'm not going to have the time and patience for that. But I wanted hair. I wanted to have long hair. This is a true story. I really just wanted hair. Watching, MTV or something, it wasn't MTV. It was probably like searching on like videos on demand because that's what I used to do a lot, searching on through videos on demand. And I found Korn, See You on the Other Side. The song Undone by Korn came out, the video and everything, and I was watching the video and I was like, yo, that's like Jonathan Davis just sitting there, and his shit was like, I'm coming undone. And it was just like so sick, his dreads and the way like his hair is moving and shit. So I'm gonna just dread it. So yeah, my influence weirdly to dreading my hair was Jonathan Davis. Not even a black person. Wasn't Waka.
Call me Waka Flocka!
Waka wasn't even out yet. Like this was before Waka, so it wasn't Lil Wayne that influenced me. I'm trying to think who else in the rap game had, or who else, it wasn't Bob Marley. You know what I'm saying? Definitely wasn't Bob Marley. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I'm a huge fan of Bob Marley, I wasn't inspired to get dreads by Bob Marley. I wasn't listening to Bob. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get some dreads today. No, literally it was just because I wanted to headbang and have something to toss, And seeing Jonathan Davis with his hair, I was like, all right, so I'm gonna dread it. I was at work and this girl Jordan was like, I can dread your hair. I did mine. And I was like, word? She's like, yeah, $80, I'll do it. Boom, boom, bow, boom, bow. So she came to my house, dreaded my hair. My mom paid her because, I didn't, my mom paid her at the time, but then I had to pay her back when I got my check. So my mom paid her, you know what I'm saying? So I was 18, so I was still young. She literally was like, don't you ever cut your hair. She was like, there's been too many times I've dreaded people's hair. Months later, they cut their hair, you know what I'm saying? So she was like, yo, please don't cut your hair. So I was like, yo, I'm not gonna cut these. So like, I'm really not gonna cut these. It was not my intention to at all, ever. Throughout the years, I went through my ugly stage. I started with Platts, like I said. She started with the Platts. And then you just kind of see like, where the Platts are kind of coming out. Like a lot of my Platts are falling out. And that's another thing I'm gonna touch on too. like, people with dreads that started with Platts, your Platts do fall out eventually, you know what I'm saying? And then you'll be stuck with like, an end tip, So yeah, I guess Platts, I don't know, they're like weaker than dreads, obviously. So, but over time, yeah, my Platts grew out into dreads, kept twisting. I've done my hair myself the entire time, the entire 10 years I've had dreads. I've done my dreads myself. Like I said, I had a homegirl start them. And I went ahead and kept them going. My mom's helped me a couple times. My girlfriends throughout the years have helped me a couple times. My recent girlfriend for 2 years has helped me a couple times. But 98%, I'm not even gonna say that, 99% of these dreads have been me.
Damn!
After the twisting, after the Platts. I've done these myself. My dreads, I don't know if you see how long my dreads really are.
Damn!
Like you can't really see them and because it's not really showing, but my dreads are quite long, you know what I'm saying? I've never really measured my dreads, you know what I'm saying? Like one of these mofos Back here, I don't know which one's my longest dread no more. I used to know. Like this motherfucker. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure my longest. I can't even get that in the screen. That's how long my longest dread is. So let's see how long it is. 2 feet, 6.5, 7 inches. 2 feet, 6.5 inches is my longest dread. And yeah, you know, that's a pretty. That's a different dread. That dread's even long too. You know what I'm saying? That dread, ooh. That's all I have to say really about, you know, my dreads too much, you know. It's just been a really good journey, you know. The whole journey's been fun. From watching them grow from like little nibbles to these long, massive tentacles. My crown has grown long, you know. And you know, some people might get offended by me saying hair, dreads. That's Western and it's kind of old, but I don't really get offended when people say dreads because it is, you know, going back to, you know, dreadful and not a good time for people having dreads, you know. It's more of a derogatory term, but I feel like, you know, in the rap game, how we kind of say nigga to one another, dreads have kind of just become that blank state across, you know, all races. You know how, like, you know, I'll get amongst one brother to another brother, you know, what up nigga, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I feel like dreads, you know, have just become something that it used to be a derogatory term. Now it's just something that's just, it's just a way of identifying, you know, it's just dreadlocks, locks. So no, I'm not one of those people that personally get mad when people say dreads, you know, so we're not gonna say, you know, really spiritual into that, but I do believe, you know, your dreads do hold powers, you know, your dreads do hold energy, so I am, you know, a little bit aware of that kind of stuff. All right, so to touch on like another second point, my second point would have to probably be people calling extensions dreads or locks. Personally, to me, I feel like they're completely different. As a male, and you can call me sexist or whatever, but you know, it's when we're talking about hair, definitely something that's different. A woman's hair is a part of her. Men's hair is, we're just kind of like, you know, we can do with or without. But a woman, you know, that's their power a lot of times. You know, guys, we see it, like as men, we see it, like girls, you know, they take care of their hair, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they do. They love and cherish their hair. As guys, sometimes we just wake up, brush our shit, and like we walk out the door. Women spend hours and thousands on their hair. So we're not even gonna sit here and say that I'm being sexist, saying like, because we already know, you know, with women and men, hair is a completely different thing, you know, it's a completely different thing. I feel like with men, I feel like you should start out with the twist of the little hair. You should go through the journey. If you're not sure, you just want to try it out, it's okay if you get some extensions, try them out, and then if you're like, all right, this is what I want to do, you should basically, you know, cut that and actually start from scratch. You have to, I feel like you should go through the ugly stage. The drag community, we know it's called the ugly stage, you know what I'm saying? When you have these little things and it's like, you know, not quite doing what you want it to do, you're like, oh, it's just this matted mess, I don't even know if it's gonna look good in the end. It's what you gotta go through, you know, and then, you know, it gets this, you go from like not seeing it to, oh, I can finally see it, to it's hitting your nose, to you're like, oh, it's hitting my lip, and oh, it's hitting my chin, oh, it's hitting my chest, oh, it's hitting my nipple. Like, you know, it's excitement the entire journey. And like, you know, I saw one person talking, and he was like, that's not my journey, that's your journey. We're not talking about as it being a journey amongst one journey. We're talking about individual journeys, but still, it's your journey with your hair. It is an understanding and a respect level that you have for your hair. So I feel like if you get extensions and you don't really go through the process and you instantly go from like having nothing to like having these long dreads, one, my hard work, you know, for one, you know, how I feel my hard work, bro, like, you know, this was hard work, 10 years. Like, yeah, you just did that overnight, bro, but you don't understand, you don't have the respect for your hair that you should have. I'm not saying there's personally anything wrong with it. I'm just saying you cannot call extensions dreadlocks. If somebody comes up to you and they're like, yo, nice dreads, you should be like, hey, thanks, they're extensions, but you know, they're, you know, appreciate it, you know? I feel like there's a huge difference with that, you know? Dreadlocks, locks, these are something we worked for, you know? These are something that we work hard for, you know? We prune them. Some people, the real Rastafarians, they don't prune them. I am somebody who does twists and keep mine nice. Some say that messes up your hair, and it can if you do it a certain way. I'm not damaging my hair. As you can see, my hair is beautiful. Like, I have hair, I don't mess up my hairline. I don't get it all trimmed up or anything, so I'm not messing up my hair. And I don't over twist, so it's not breaking roots or anything like that. So I take very good care, and I'm very conscious of how I do my hair. That's why I only do my hair and I don't let anybody else do my hair. It's because you don't want somebody else messing it up or possibly damaging in the future what you have just created. So I know exactly which way mine twist. There's no question about that. There's no confusion. So that being said, you know, I always say, you know, do you twist your own dreads? Let's not call these extensions locks, you know, because that's just, it's not proper. You guys just didn't go through the journey. With women, how I feel like that's different, you know, versus men with extensions. Now, women, their hair is a little bit more precious, so obviously women are going to cut their hair to have this little knob. You know, I don't expect that, you know, to grow it out, you know. So if it is something that you know you want, I feel like it's okay for a woman to get extensions and try it, try the hairstyle. If you do, and the same thing with, as I would say to the women that do want dreads, though, if you really do want them, then grow it out a little bit, grow it out a little bit, grow it out a little bit, dread your hair, dread your real hair. Like, you know, you can use the extension to actually, because I know they say, you know, these extensions help your hair grow. So I guess, yeah, use the extension to get your hair to a decent amount, you know, to where you're comfortable. And then go ahead and cut that extension out and then have your real hair. And then that way that can be your, you know, your start of your dreadlock, you know, your actual real dreadlock. But women walking around, and men walking around with this extension, these fake, even if it is real human hair, it's not your dreadlocks. It's not your locks. It is your extensions. You did not go through the ugly phase, the initiation. I feel like you gotta go through the initiation, you know? You have to go through the initiation to understand what it is. And basically, you know, and I get frustrated too, because people will come up to me and be like, you know, oh, those extensions, those are your real dreads? And I find that very disrespectful that, first of all, extensions are such a big thing to the point where they're being questioned. People are questioning, are those real or are those extensions? Like, it's very disrespectful to somebody like me, honestly, like, because I've been working so hard on my dreads, and I work so hard on my dreads, and I work so hard on my hair, that when you sit there and ask me if they're extensions, and then you're like, oh yeah, you know, I had dread extensions one time, and you know, blah blah blah, and it's like, oh, what, bro? Like, out of my face. Like, I'm sorry, out of my face with that. Like, I don't know, like, I feel like you should just go through the initiation, and you should just go through the process. Just go through the process, people. You know, that's all I can say. If you guys can, you know, go ahead and comment, like, subscribe. Let me know how you feel. Oh shoot, this was like going all the way, you know, across my neck. Like, subscribe. Let me know how you like the video. Let me know your comments, your thoughts on your feelings on this video. Obviously, this is all just opinions, because this is just my opinion on how I feel about dreads, but I do feel like we should just start, you know, keeping extension and dreads separate from each other, because one, somebody worked very hard for, very, very hard for it, and the other, somebody just, you know, yeah, you might have worked hard, like, labor-wise, but you sat in a chair for a few hours, somebody threw somebody else's hair in your hair. Like, I don't know, I don't think that's cool. Like, subscribe, let me know what you think of this video. Boy, Zty Toon. This is basically me talking about dreads, and you let me know how you feel. Like I said, it's my dreads' 10th birthday. Again, let's go ahead and give my dreads a shout out on, you know, the beautiful job they have been doing. This is my dreads' 10th birthday. Hey. But, you know, love your hair either way. Extensions, locks, all that. Love your hair. Just love your hair. Show respect, show homage, but love your hair. Bless everybody out. Go get my new mixtape.
I'm in my prime, optimist, Sagittarius, so you know I'm an optimist.